that.
Okay.
Today
Oh shit! What the fuck am I doing?
the 11th.
Today's
Yes.
the 11th. Shout out to Sam Slade and the Iron Claw.
Did you see him in it? I saw the I saw the movie, but
Oh, he was supposed to come on today, I thought.
really.
I think he has to come on. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's
Huh.
next week.
Did you see him in it, Paul?
No, I haven't seen the movie yet.
I saw the movie. I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, I saw the movie, and he told me he was in it.
How come I can't share to my story
Said
anymore?
the poker scene on the bus.
See, I gotta go back and watch it then, because
Shout out to Sam Slade.
yeah, I gotta go back and watch it. All right, hold on. Copy link. Bip.
It's so weird they won't let me share to my story anymore.
Huh.
Oh, I'll do the add everyone.
Okay,
I
cool.
do that everyone too. I just don't know why it won't let me do this. It's weird. And you got to switch out every time you want to watch. It's so stupid.
I know.
It's really stupid. If I want to share to a page, I can't do that without switching. I don't want to switch, motherfucker. Just want to share.
Oh,
Where is it? Is it going? Are we live? Are we going?
Are we live yet?
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, there it is. But it's weird. I'm sharing the wrong thing. Shit. Without switching. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Got it.
Now I got to do the whole thing over again.
Got it. I am ready when you guys are. I will be looking for something here in the meantime.
Why won't it let me share? Why won't it let me share?
I shared it on my pedestrian. That's okay. I shared it on my page.
I have
That's
no idea how to share this fucking thing anymore. It's crazy. Share video. Nope. Won't let me do it. All right. Well, that sucks. Don't know what's going on, mate, but it's not the new Facebook. The new Facebook will not let me fucking share anything. Yeah, it's just letting me share the event. It's not letting me share the video.
no.
I think if you share the event, I think it should share the video. I think.
No, yeah, kinda. Maybe. I don't know.
Moskowitz.
Sure.
That's his name.
Anyway. All right. Let's go.
All right, here we go. And I got my screen share on and got the sound on and hitting share. And 1, 2, bip. Ty Barnett.
Ian Harris. The revolution is not afraid of pronouns.
The revolution is not afraid of real history.
The revolution is not brought to you by election deniers.
Hey man, some people are simply trash.
The revolution will not be brought to you by gerrymandered districts. 90% of our country doesn't have critical thinking skills. I think 50% of our country doesn't have empathy.
Ian Harris is good as fuck with numbers.
I refuse to stand for any flag or anthem that does not stand for me.
The revolution will not be brought to you by the letter Q or any other dumbass conspiracies.
The revolution will not be televised.
The revolution will be streamed live.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new, and we got a lot of shit to talk about. And then, you know what? I know every time we it seems doomsday-ish, but we got some good shit to show you on this episode of Critical and Thinking Podcast with Ty Barnett.
Ian Harris. We do?
We do. We do. I don't even know if you've seen it, man, but I've seen it, and I'm going to highlight 2 U.S. representatives that have given me a shred of hope of how these motherfuckers can move forward and how this country can move forward. So we will talk about them in a second, but you already know we have a lot of shit to cover when it comes to that monster. So that's what
it's yeah, and we're gonna have these in.
Yes, JE, exactly that. JE has already won, and then
happy birthday to JE on Monday. But yeah, so
happy birthday, bro.
Oh, Sam says the opening gets the Sam. Apparently, Sam will be on what next week, Sam, and
Next week.
we're
Next
we're
week.
just talking. That you're in the Iron Claw. I'm also bad at recognizing faces, but um,
Great movie, by the way.
I did see it. My buddy Holt plays the dad in that movie, and he was fantastic. Like really solid.
Wait, he plays Fritz von Erich?
Was that?
He plays Fritz von Erich?
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew. Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah, Holt's an MMA guy, and we used to have the same voiceover agent. We've been friends for a long time. He's great. He's I mean, we don't like hang out and go bowling together or anything, but I've known him for a long time, and we talk a lot MMA. He's been involved in combat sports and stuff like as a fan, and trained and whatever with a Boss Rutan, and he's a super cool dude, and yeah, so it was exciting to see him pop up on the screen. I was like, oh shit, Holt's in and he was really great.
He did a great job, and actually, it was perfect casting. When you look at what Fritz von Erich looked like, perfect casting. He did a really good job in the movie itself. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Sam's gonna, like Ian said, Sam's gonna be on next week to talk about it. And it was. I will say this, and Sam, first of all, welcome to everybody that's here. Tammy, Sam, Joey, JE as usual. What up, Curtis? What's going on, everybody? Tammy, what's up, everybody? Great turnout already. Thank you so much for being here. But I will say the only thing that I have, if I had to critique something about the movie, Zac Efron, I forgot who said it. Actually, somebody said, it said, I think it was my daughter who said it. Actually, it said Zac Efron looks like a live action version of He-Man, and like the toy in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the acting was great,
especially with the haircut.
Yes, yeah, with the bowl cut. But his acting was great. It's just I'm talking about just appearance, because I don't remember Kevin von Erich wasn't that he wasn't short and stocky. He was more like slender but ripped, whereas Carrie was the one that was more like muscled out, and and David was just lanky. But actually the guy that played David was really close to looking like the real guy.
That guy's a British actor. I saw him, my daughter and I went and saw him in a film that I think I have that partially have that face blind thing that they say that, like, which is a great excuse. Like I know Brad Pitt says he has it. I'm like, that's a great excuse for not having to remember anybody or go, oh yeah, I know I'm a dick. I just don't. But I'll watch somebody and I'll be like, who is that? And my wife and daughter are like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
like that's, and it's weird because sometimes another friend of mine I won't talk about it, but I saw a trailer for a film, a girl from that I know that's from my gym and she's the lead in it, and it was a trailer. I was like, oh shit, that's but I recognized her immediately. Also, she's very, very specific looking, but and I recognized her immediately. But I am bad at like recognizing people if they're dressed in a certain way or done. Like I kid you not. I mean, it wasn't that I didn't recognize, but it took me like, well, yeah, Bella told me we went and saw American Fiction, which is fantastic, by the way.
Great movie.
And one of the trailers was the one about the Apostle Clarence.
The Book of Clarence.
Book of Clarence. And I was like, who is that guy? And Bella goes, it's Lakeith Stanfield. Like you idiot. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is Lakeith Stanfield. And I'm like, just putting a beard on him, I didn't recognize him. Like I'm like, I know that guy. Who is that guy? She's like, it's fucking Lakeith Stanfield. What do you mean?
He takes on really, really challenging roles. His role and by the way, you guys, we will get to this other stuff here, but I know we're not going to talk movies the whole time, but sometimes we have to start with something light. He in Judas and the Messiah, he because he plays the guy who actually helped set up Fred Hampton to be murdered by the CIA, and he said that movie took a lot out of him, and he got a lot of like shit from people because he was so convincing in the role, which is, as an actor, you want to hear that, you want to hear that you did so well.
That's actually who I first went to for Malcolm and What
Matters.
Yeah,
I remember. And so he gets so immersed in these roles, and he takes on these roles that, I think as an actor, he really does challenge himself as a performer. And that's not to say that, the Brad Pitts don't, but
yeah, he's super solid. He's a solid actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's he transformed. But I was saying that the guy who played, I don't know if British people are just better actors or just with the accents, but the guy who played David, the tall, lanky one, he's a British actor.
I didn't know that.
And Belle and I saw him in a movie called, shit, what was it called? It was about a little girl who's in England. She's like 12 or something like that, and her mom dies, and she's like living by herself, paying her own rent, stealing bicycles, and she's just like into soccer, like a soccer player or something. Then her dad comes back that she'd never really met, and he's the dad, and it's about a relationship between this dad and a daughter. Somebody will know what it's called. Independent film. I think it went to Sundance last year. Why am I so bad with names? It's anyway, he was in it. He was good, but I didn't recognize him. I'm like, who's that guy? And Belle's like, that's the guy from the movie we just saw. I was like, oh shoot, didn't even know.
Yeah, and then also the guy that played Carrie. Listen, Carrie, to me, first of all, that was my favorite Von Erich is Carrie.
But Buff Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Now this is gonna be stuck in my fucking head.
If you use the claw.
Hilarious. Hilarious. But that's the guy from The Bear. And so that was another thing where I was just kind of like, I get why you're choosing him acting wise, but appearance wise, because Carrie was, to me, he seemed like the biggest, most massive of the Von Erichs. And he just didn't, that was it. But I get why they did. He's a good actor and he played the part well and all that. But the movie itself was dope. It was really good. Let's spend a little bit of time, let's talk. I promise you guys this. Let's finish this conversation about the movies, and then we'll get into the political stuff, because I promise you, the political stuff sometimes is almost, this week, at least this week, was better than the fucking movie shit. This is dope. So the other thing is, American
by the
Fiction.
way, that movie's called Scrapper, by the way, if you want to watch it.
Okay.
That's the one,
that's the one with the guy that played David. Okay, cool. But American Fiction, if you guys haven't seen it, go see it. It'll be out in all theaters this week or next week. It's in select theaters now, but so I saw it a couple weeks ago. Ian just saw it a few days ago. I thought it was really good.
So good.
I thought it was, it's cool to see movies, man, where the movie is relied upon from the acting. That's it. Like, there's no CGI like that. There's no special. This was just good actors giving a great performance. Jeffrey Wright, right? Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Erica Alexander, who a lot of people know from Living Single. It's good to see her back in action. She's a very good actress. I can't remember the guy that played the brother. First of all, Tracy Ellis Ross. And what's the guy from This Is Us? I can never remember his name. But him, he was also very good. Great casting. Great fucking casting. And when you talk about a picture of modern society, fuck.
Well, you know what? I don't want to give it away, but what I did like too at the. What I do like about these apparently this film, by the way, was like 20 years in the making. The script had been circulating since like 2002 or something like that. But what I do like about films like that is that it was bordered on what the right would call woke, right? Mm-hmm. And they,
Sterling
like,
K. Brown. Thank you, Tammy.
They did this thing where it's like, you could easily have gone down this road of like inclusion and diversity and they did that. Like the whole point of it was like, making fun, fun of the on some level the rights, not wanting, black authors and all this sort of stuff. But I do like how they also did attack the ridiculousness of the woke, if you want to call it, with the liberal white people that are, while supporting, we all know those people. Those are the people that are the problem that we have on the left. is you have these like rich liberal white people who are like, we need black voices. We need black voices. And yet whatever and then what they define as black voices is what gets out there in the name of inclusion. And there's one line in there that a lot of people did, I think it went over people's heads, but man, it was so good. There's a scene, and I won't be giving too much away, but there's a scene where there's 5 of them on a committee. There's 3 white people and 2 black people, and they're voting on the book, on the black book, right? And the one white girl is like, she's like, you know, she is that super woke, politically correct. She's like, we need to hear from black people, and she's all this sort of stuff, right? And all 3 of them are, the 3 white people are like, this is the best book, and the 2 black people are like, it's not a good book.
Yeah.
And they're arguing, and she goes, and they're like, and the guy goes, well, it's 3 against 2. And they're like, yeah, but we're just telling you that we don't think it's a good book. And the white lady goes, you know what? We need to listen to black people right now. So we're going with this book. And it's like, exactly. So you're ignoring the only 2 black people in the room.
And then
so listen to black people.
Exactly.
And one of them actually wrote that book, and you don't know.
Man, dude, it was I will say that the trailer made it seem like it was going to be more. I'm glad it was what it was, but the trailer made it seem like it was going to be like spoofish, over the top, but it wasn't. It was the perfect amount of. I love the storyline with the mom and them trying to incorporate that, trying to deal with that. This dude realizing that he's a curmudgeon and people in his life trying to get him to understand stuff. The scene that with Sterling K. Brown, his brother, at the party was really, really deep, because it was like helping this guy understand that you may know a lot of stuff. You may be a scholar, you may be smart, but you don't have enough. Sometimes you don't have common sense. You don't have emotional sense. And so it was good to see this. It was, man, it was one, very rarely do I see a movie that I'm like, I'm going to go watch that again. That's one of the movies where I'm like, I'll watch it again if it came on again.
I watch a lot of movies again. I will definitely watch that film again. I thought, I did think too, the one that was really funny was, or what I liked interesting about it is because I guess that was my point about about how they do both sides. I hate calling it both sides, but they point out that, like, he's right. He's correct in it's bullshit that black stories have to be pimps and hoes. It's bullshit about that, right? And he's like, I am a black guy. I write these great things. My book should be popular. But also they're like, yes, but this is what sells, and you have to go with what sells. And he's resisting what sells because he's like, this is a bullshit story. Yeah. But when he ends up with what's her name, the other writer, I forget the actor's name.
Issa Rae.
Yeah, Issa Rae. Thank you. When he ends up with Issa Rae, I'm talking to her, who wrote a book just like that, and he's like, right. Well, isn't your book bullshit like this too? And she's like, no, because I actually interviewed people, and this is somebody's story. Yeah, it's not my story, but it is somebody's story. And this story should be told just like your story and my story should be told. And all these stories should be told. And when what his brother said to him as well on the porch, it's like, you're like, oh, that's, it's true that both sides, like, his book should be out there and should be getting pushed. But also there are those real stories. There are real stories of pimps and pushers and shit like that should also be told. And at the end, without giving it away, there's this moment where if you're paying attention, you're supposed to realize, oh, people are getting work.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, it was so many elements to the whole thing that
super good.
When you watch it, like, you don't sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, all right, I could have probably waited for this shit to come on TV or some shit. I don't feel like that with it. And in this, you ever see movies where people clap at the end and you're like, okay, hold on, dial it back. Okay, it wasn't like that. This was one of the movies where okay, I can see where claps will come in this. This is a very good story. So so shout out to American Fiction and The Iron Claw, which are 2 totally different movies. But I had to say this. The thing about The Iron Claw, shout out to Sam again, by the way. The thing about The Iron Claw that I really dug is that even if you aren't a wrestling fan, it's a good movie. Wrestling is it's the family business, but it's not the story. The story is the family and how Kevin is the last Von Erich left and why he's the last Von Erich left and his whole thing with in that whole family dynamic. That's what I loved about it because like you'll watch it. This is not like a one of them corny ass wrestling movies like that. This is actually a story told about wrestlers. So that's what I thought that was really good about it. Let's get to some comments here, and then we're gonna get to the politics because I'm telling you,
Politics.
Very rarely do you see me smile on the show like I'm smiling right now. But two politicians have given me hope. So we can talk about that in a second. Let me get a couple comments in here for a second. Tammy says there was a wonderful piece on NPR by a Black female journalist calling out Tyler Perry for his stereotypical roles for Black women, and he patiently explained to her that every role in his movies is based on actual that's a person that he knows. Again,
by the way, they made quite a few. The dude was making fun of Tyler Perry.
Yes.
And then at the end, the guy was like, the one dude was like, kind of like, yeah, well, it was a kind of a, yeah, but who's giving people work? Who's working? Who's
and that's the thing, man. I will say this to address the Tyler Perry thing because I got to be honest with you, I can't watch a Madea movie.
No, it's shit's fucking nonsense garbage.
I can't. It's just they are the easiest. Sometimes you ever see somebody write something, and again, let me just preface this by saying, yes, Tyler Perry is successful. Yes, Tyler Perry works hard. Yes, Tyler Perry gives work to Black actors. Yes, Tyler Perry creates a lane for people that probably wouldn't get a lane in other places. All that's very true. But his movies, there's nothing deep about his movies. We just spent about 15 minutes talking about one movie because it was that great. And the cast, most of the cast is Black. And it was a great movie that happened to have Black actors. Whereas Tyler Perry, again, I understand the lane that he's creating and no disrespect to that dude at all. It's just, if we're going to talk about the work and the quality of the work is, there's nothing deep to Madea. There's nothing deep to a Tyler Perry movie at all. And you look at the dialogue and you're like, man, who the fuck? Not everybody talks like this. Right. Some people do. Not every goddamn movie, bro.
It's the same way I feel about Adam Sandler. He makes a lot of money. A lot of people love him. He apparently is a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a really cool guy, really loyal guy, really helps people out, all that sort of stuff. But I cannot stand Adam Sandler movies. Now, I've heard a couple movies that he didn't do that he just acted in, like Spanglish and a couple where they were dramatic movies that he acted in, and I heard were fantastic. But I can't bring myself to watch because it's
Uncut
the same
Gems.
What's that?
Uncut Gems is another one.
There's a couple. But he's done so much to degrade comedy films in my life that I just can't bring myself. I can't watch. How many movies do we need to see him go and yell and scream and be a baby? I'm like, I can't stand it. I cannot.
Edmund says Adam Sandler has never made a bad movie.
Yeah, he's never made a good movie, unfortunately.
Hold on. Somebody said something.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's like,
said this. Curtis says Tyler Perry is the McDonald's of movie producers.
Corey says Madea is just Ernest for Baptists.
All those great comments, man. What's up, everybody that's with us now? What up, Joe, Edmund? What up? Hey, Krista, how you doing? What up, Count Hopkins? I ain't talked to you in a while, bro. I hope your year's starting off well. So let's get into, and I don't think Ian has seen these. So apparently, Hunter Biden showed up to Congress.
Oh, I got that. Yeah.
By surprise. Surprise. He showed up by surprise, which again, man, and we talk about this all the time, bro. Democrats don't have to go and be cheats. They don't have to do that. You can stand on principle, but also play hard. You can do that. And the examples I'm about to show you between Hunter Biden showing up to Congress by surprise and catching these motherfuckers off guard, because apparently even some Democrats didn't know, and the reaction of I think
Nancy Mace. I got it pulled up, by the way.
Okay, good. So let me show you first. Because the first one I showed was man, I love when motherfuckers bring receipts to these bitch asses, bro. So let me I'm gonna show you the first favorite. I'm gonna save Jasmine Crockett for a second.
Okay.
I'm just save her for a second. So here, hold on. Let me share the screen. Bep. Man, when I saw this, when I first saw this, I said, and I actually posted it on my page, and I said, this is how you deal with hypocrites. Hold on, let me turn the sound up.
This guy's fantastic, by the way.
The witness being afraid to come in front of the committee. It's interesting. He's here. He doesn't seem to be too afraid. And the only folks that are afraid to hear from the witness with the American people watching are my friends on the other side of the aisle. I don't know if there's a proper motion, Mr. Chairman, but I'll make a motion. Let's vote. Let's take a vote. Who wants to hear from Hunter right now, today? Anyone? Come on. Who wants to hear from Hunter?
Love this dude.
No one. So the majority of my colleagues over there, including the chairman, don't want to hear from the witness with the American people watching.
He was issued 2 lawful subpoenas.
Reclaiming my time, Mr. Chairman. No, you issued those subpoenas after he took you up on your invitation to come, and then you were like, oh, no, oh, my God, what did I do? I invited him to come so the American people can hear his side of the story. I put my foot in my mouth, so now I must bury him in the basement where we can decide what we're going to release to the public so that we can continue to tell that story. Exactly. Listen, I'll make this bipartisan. I'll vote for the Hunter contempt today. You can get my vote. You can get my vote. But I want you to show the American people that you're serious. Here is the subpoena to Representative Scott Perry, who did not comply. I'd like to enter this into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mark Meadows. I'd like to enter this into the record, who did not comply. Here is the subpoena to Jim Jordan, who did not comply with a lawful subpoena. I'd like to enter that into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mo Brooks, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mr. Biggs, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record. And here's the subpoena to Mr. McCarthy, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record. There's an amendment coming to add some of those names into the contempt order. You vote to add those names and show the American people that we apply the law equally, not just when it's Democrats, right? It's a crime when it's Democrats, but when it's Trump and the Republicans, it's just fine. No, show that you're serious and that everyone is not above the law. Vote for that amendment, and I'll vote for the Hunter Biden contempt.
By the way, real quick before you say something, speaking to Adam Sandler, if Adam Sandler decided to go to play a part, he could play that guy.
Right. Except for he'd be like, we're gonna do the contempt to do boo boo do. Here's a song about contempt. Contempt, contempt, everybody.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like,
but dude, that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. And dude, they weren't, first of all, they weren't prepared for Hunter Biden to show up, and they weren't prepared for for Democrats to go back at them like, nah, okay, this is what you want to do? All right, let's play these games. Let's play these games. And it shut them the fuck up. The American people see, oh shit. Some people won't pay attention, of course. They'll be like, oh, I don't understand. But this is how from now until November, this is how you do it.
All right, play Crockett.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, man!
But you know what? What's his name? They just Moscow should change his name to Tubbs.
Man,
Crockett and Tubbs, and then it'll be Miami Vice again. Well,
let me tell you something, man. And I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I love my wife very much. I love my wife very much, and I don't want to be with anybody else but my wife. But if I was not married, I would be stalking the fuck out of Jasmine Crockett. She is, she is amazing. Hey, dude, because we'll talk about it on the side. Man, she's just amazing, bro. She's just fucking amazing at what she does. All right, here we go.
We found almost $8 million total that he accepted from foreign governments while he was serving as the president of these United States. But we're concerned about the president's son who has not been involved in his administration. I just want to run it back, though, to the very beginning, because this is something that I just can't get over. I can't get over the gentle lady from South Carolina talking about white privilege. It was a spit in the face at least of mine as a black woman, for you to talk about what white privilege looks like, especially from that side of the aisle. And let me quote your now ousted speaker and what he had to say about the Republican Party and y'all's lack of diversity. When you look at the Democrats, they actually look like America. When I look at my party, we look like the most restrictive country club in America. So let me tell you something. Y'all don't know what white privilege looks like, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of something. You see, you want to talk about a two-tier justice system, and this is the only time that y'all have ever referenced it, when this country has a history when it comes to black and brown folk of having two separate sets of rules. And right now what you want to do is have two separate sets of rules because Mr. Moskowitz offered y'all a fair situation. He said he would vote for Hunter to be held in contempt if y'all voted to hold all, even if you remove all of the members of Congress. There's still other people that y'all haven't decided that y'all have excuses for, but y'all don't want to hold them in contempt. But for some reason, it makes sense to hold Hunter Biden in contempt, who has tried to comply. And let me tell you why nobody wants to talk to y'all behind closed doors, because y'all lie. That's just the bottom line.
Now, that's that one. Hold on, but you got to see this one here. Hold on.
Because y'all lie. Yeah.
Y'all lie. Bro, it was, oh, hold on. This is the best one, though. This is the best one. Hold on.
And juries are comprised of American citizens, and the people that have entered pleas of guilty that will be flipping on your leader in a minute, they are Republicans. I do want to point that out. And half of them were Republicans that were handpicked by Donald Trump himself. So, to be clear, whatever happens to your little leader, it's going to be because of the actions that he took. So you can talk all you want to about how January 6th was nonsense, but all of y'all were running at that time. Y'all were grabbing y'all's gas masks. Y'all were running to your offices because you didn't know if they were coming to kill you. You should have cared that somebody was there to protect you, but instead you want to play games because you found out that it was your leader that decided that he wanted to propagate an insurrection on our country. So don't tell me that you care about the Constitution, because you don't. All you care about is Trump getting reelected, and I'll yield the last of my time to my leader.
To my leader.
I love Jamie Raskin.
Me too, bro. Hey, listen, man. I just got to say this, dude. Watching both of those representatives, it literally put a smile on my face, both of them, because, and we've said this before on the show, bro. If I had to pick a really shitty thing about Democrats is that a lot of them seem to think that we're dealing with 1990s Republicans. We're not. Them days are gone, bro. They are not coming back. Respectability on the Republican side is never coming back. Civility is never coming back. Accountability is never something they want to bring back. So you have to go at these motherfuckers like it's 2024 and hold them motherfuckers accountable in public. That's what I love about Hunter Biden showing up. That's what I love about both of these representatives saying, hey, man, fuck all this. Y'all lie. And since you want to do it this way, since you want to, because again, the fucking gall of what's the dude named Comer, whatever the guy, him, the gall of this dude saying that no one is above the law while you motherfuckers are literally trying to help a motherfucker get away with trying to overthrow the government. Are you serious? And then a Jim Jordan saying that ignoring this is what I mean by they know that their base is stupid or willfully ignorant or don't care. You telling me you can sit in front of people and tell people that, hey, ignoring a federal subpoena is a bad thing while you're 400 some days into ignoring a fucking federal subpoena? This is crazy. Comer. There you go. Thanks, Jay.
So,
hey, Robert.
I'm gonna throw this out. This is what for those of you who didn't see, this fucking clown show right here. This shit is fucking.
Curtis says my wife, Jasmine Crockett.
This shit is fucking hilarious to me.
Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Comer. First of all, my first question is, who bribed Hunter Biden to be here today? That's my first question. Second question, you are the epitome of white privilege, coming into the Oversight Committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional subpoena to be deposed. What are you afraid of? You have no balls to come up here and.
Mr. Chairman, point of inquiry.
Mr. Chairman,
So, really quick, you have no balls. He's sitting in front of you.
Yeah, this is what I mean. They know
the
that
lady-
they're stupid.
Recognize.
I'm not-
If the gentle lady
Play
wants to hear from Hunter
stupid
Biden, we can hear from him right now, Mr.
and
Chairman.
you
Let's take a
stupid
vote and hear from
president.
Hunter
I'm
Biden.
speaking.
What are you
women
afraid
allowed
of?
to speak?
Hold on,
You hear
hold
me?
on, hold on.
Why-
Order,
why are you
order,
guys not
order.
willing to let
Ms.
Are
us
Mace,
women
Ms.
allowed to
Mace.
speak in
All
here
right.
or no?
Are women allowed to speak?
See
in
how
here?
she did that? You
Now,
see
now
how
she's
she
trying
did
to
that?
pretend like women's rights.
What? What? They're attacking women. What?
Are women allowed to speak in here or no?
Order.
Because you keep interrupting me.
I'll interrupt the
You keep
chairman. I don't
interrupting.
know that he's a lady.
I think that that Hunter Biden should be arrested right here, right now, and go straight to jail. Our nation is founded on the rule of law.
Come on.
And the premise
Come
that the
on.
law applies equally to everyone, no matter what your last
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
No matter what your last name is, except for Trump or Jordan.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Point of
It
order.
doesn't matter who you are.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Biggs over here.
Donald Trump Jr.
Biggs over here.
State your point, Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, my point of order is this. Are we going to continue on with this blatant interruption? This is absurd and inappropriate. I intend to give my statement. I don't intend to have anybody interrupted. I'm not going to interrupt your statements. I think you should have decorum and courtesy and don't act like a bunch of nimrods.
You just interrupted a woman.
And that's five,
I got permission.
Can
I
we
did-
agree everyone has
Mr.
5
Chairman.
minutes? Can we agree?
Point of order again. The assertion that I interrupted was absolutely false. That's typical of the gentleman who spoke it. I got permission to speak from the chairman. I spoke. I was interrupted yet again by the gentleman who doesn't choose to go through the chair and follow proper order. I encourage us. I think if we're going to have any respect at all, we need to have proper decorum.
Well, you
Well,
don't have
well
respect.
said,
When was
well
the last
said.
time they had any respect?
I'd like to finish.
The rules are every.
None. They didn't contest the legitimacy of our reasons for issuing the subpoena. No reasons, because they clearly are legitimate. And yet, he refused to comply. Trump's family members, Don Trump Jr., he did not defy a congressional subpoena. He showed up multiple times for multiple depositions for several.
In public.
Yes.
We
Yes.
saw those. Yes.
What the fuck? This is, oh man, they know their base is so stupid. They know it.
And then he gets, does this where he gets up and walks out?
For a question, will the gentlelady yield? Will my friend yield from South Carolina?
Sure.
I do want to commend the gentlelady who was the only Republican who stood up and voted to hold in contempt the Republican members of the House who blatantly and categorically refused to comply with subpoenas that came from the bipartisan January 6th committee. I would like to ask my friend, Ms. Mace from South Carolina, whether she's aware of all the case law which says that the committee has to engage in good faith interaction with the witnesses they've called, and they're supposed to arrive at a solution. And what do you think about the fact that the chairman on multiple occasions gave this witness the opportunity to come before the full committee, and he agreed to that?
We issued a congressional subpoena, and I know with your constitutional law background, you know exactly what that means, and he should have showed up. And because of your vote and because of your statements, you should be voting to hold this man in contempt of Congress today, right now, if you're going to be consistent on your own policies and your
You
own
be
words.
consistent.
Yeah.
Introducing the hide and seek from
So stop it. Anyway, so yeah.
We want to get. I want to get.
It's crazy. It's like, do they not realize we can see them?
Bro, it's bananas. I want to get. We got a bunch of great comments on those on both.
Oh,
of
yeah,
those.
and then MTG starts talking and he walks out, which is pretty fucking funny.
Dude. So let me read these and then we'll analyze what we just saw here. So Corey says, "Wait, I want to see the wallet." JE says Hunter walks out as soon as emoji gene permission. Crazy. I can't use the F word. I want to call these people and I hate it. So we'll just go with fast as fucktards. That's a good one. And then other Count says all this is playing out because Republicans know that when I don't want to say when he's elected. They just say if they will be at the right hand of an authoritarian regime, and all their crimes will be. You know what's funny? You said that. I want to come back to that comment. I want to come back to that comment. Let me, because it's funny he said that, because I thought about this the other day in watching how this was playing out. I want to get your opinion on this, bro. Russia or whoever must be paying these people a shit ton of money. I'm talking about a shit ton of money, because the Nancy the Nancy Maces, the Comers, the Jim Jordans, these people, they have to know that their name is shit. They have to know it's shit. They have to know that you will not have any level of respectability outside of your bubble. No one else is looking at you in any way, shape, or form with any level of respect. So to me, I'm like, how much money are you being paid to sell your soul, your reputation, your family's reputation, and try to sell your country out? And so to what Count just said, it's so funny he wrote that, because I was thinking this other day, I was like, do they just know that he's going to get in, and they just know that none of this will matter? Because they know he's going to get, because if that's the case, it's scary, because that means they're already planning on cheating now.
Oh, they've been planning on cheating. They tried to cheat before. That's why Trump is so mad, because they tried to cheat and it didn't work, because he got so stomped that his cheating didn't work. But you know, it's always, which always cracks me up. Like they do like those 2,000 mules, and there was 1,000 ballots that were found inside Hunter Biden's butthole, and you know they have all these stupid things that there were ballots. There were ballots. Okay, open those ballots up, and let's see who's voted on them. Someone's stuffing ballots. Okay, well you're allowed to put ballots in those ballots get checked if that's not a registered person, like that. Which they're not stuffing ballots, by the way. They're delivering ballots. But it's just like, and who did they vote for? How do we know they weren't those stuffed ballots weren't for Trump? It's such nonsense. So just because you saw something that you can't explain, therefore it's you're the guy you don't want. It's a bunch of Biden ballots. It's like I don't know if they're always projecting or if they're just that fucking stupid. But
I think it's a combination of a lot of it. But again, to Count's comment, and Jay just says the NRA. Robert just said that Russia funnels money through the National Rifle Association, and then the money goes to the Republican Party. I agree, and that's what I'm saying. But like, how much can they be giving you to be throwing away your future, and not just your future, but the future of the country and your kids' future? Your family's future, because this is, I mean, shit,
look, they don't care about these people are shitty, evil, horrible people.
I get that, but
their response to climate change is, well, I'm gonna be dead.
Right? No, I get it. It's just you're banking a lot on this, because again,
what about your granddaughter? I'm gonna be dead.
Let's put all that to the side. I don't understand. And this is what's weird to me about Republicans, and not why they wouldn't look at it like this. You're telling me there's no one else in the Republican Party, period, not a single person, no one, that you can back? That no one. And if you're saying that, and you're saying this is our guy, this is who represents us, this is who we want to represent us in the country, do you know what you're saying? Do you understand what you're saying about what you think this country is or should be? Because you're not talking policies, because we're going to get to the part where he hoped for a crash. Don't think I forgot about that. We're not talking about a virtuous dude. We're not talking about somebody that's cured cancer or ended homelessness or starvation around. We're talking about a cheat. We're talking about a corrupt, racist narcissist, one of the worst people to ever hold office ever. You're telling me, even Mitch McConnell, you're telling me you're not pulling your people to the side and saying, hey, man, listen, I didn't fight this fucking hard to have you motherfuckers throw it away for this motherfucker. I didn't do that. You're telling me a Mitt Romney, instead of fucking standing up on some fucking principles, he just says, I'm just going to retire.
They always do that. I'm going to leave my seat to somebody who I disagree with. Like, I don't get it either.
This is bananas.
Stay in and block. Stay in. I don't understand. Stay in and block. Like, yeah, it's
It's
I like Corey says, oh, now they recognize white privilege. For the record, Corey, they've always recognized white privilege. That's why they're fighting to not be replaced. That's why they're trying to preserve the white race, because they will admit to you being white is the greatest thing that's ever happened in the history of ever. But there's no white privilege. So.
Well, I want to show you guys. So let's
they'll get behind. They'll get behind what's her name? The other, not Ramaswamy, the other Indian, Nikki.
Yeah, the other Indian.
The white Indian. They'll get behind her because she's gaining, but she won't win.
Yeah, she's not getting it. But so for the people that did not see this part, this what happened here. The orange piece of shit keeps saying the part out loud. Here's again, bro. Let me just play the video I did.
Nimrata, that's her name.
Yeah, and we'll
by the way, did you see that Trump is doing the birther shit on her now?
Oh no. Well, I don't even know why he's doing it, because no one's gonna vote for her. She's not getting the
Well, no, because she's within 7 points of him now.
Yeah, but they not. It ain't gonna happen.
But the point is that as soon as that happened.
Oh no! Oh yeah. You already know. And again, the same.
And as soon as it happened, and she even made a joke about it. 2016. She goes, how long before Donald Trump starts questioning where my birth certificate? And he literally yesterday, 2 days ago, said that she's not a citizen.
Now here's the thing. She's gonna find out, just like Mushmouth. Tim Scott found out, just like the Byron Bowers found out, just like Herman Cain found out. All of the people of color that happen to be Republicans, they find out the hard way that they don't need you. They just need you to be a puppet for a minute. And as soon as they're done with you, they could give less than a fuck about you. Less than a fuck. So I want to show you guys this. So I did this video, and for the people that didn't see it, so we'll just play it. It just, because sometimes I'm trying to. Here's what I decided I would try to do. I would try to when I put these messages out, I would try to have a little bit of levity in the delivery, because inside I'm stewing and I'm angry and I really want to chop these motherfuckers' heads off, but I can't do that because I'm scared of prison. So I decided to put videos together where here, so I'm gonna show you guys this, and this is all real, by the way. This is what the orange piece of shit is praying for, because he knows the economy is actually better and people are starting to realize it.
We have an economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile, and the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes, and when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months.
That's strange. Why would someone who claims to love America so much hope for an economic crash?
For this next 12 months.
Why would someone who claims to be a Christian pray for the suffering of human beings? Why would someone who says they love this country so much they literally hug the flag hope for an economic downfall that would affect the people that represent that flag? It's strange, because when you give speeches to those people and you say things to them like,
I am your justice, and for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution.
Wouldn't the economic crash affect them?
I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months.
Wouldn't it affect their 401ks and their livelihoods and their jobs and their families and their friends and their loved ones? Wouldn't they suffer? Why would you hope for that? Even in an election year, why would you hope for it, period? Because wouldn't any kind of economic stress and strife to the people you say you love and care about, wouldn't that be a bad thing? It's just weird. I'm trying to figure out why somebody would do that. It's there. The answer's on the tip of my tongue. It's there. I'm gonna figure it out. But because right now it just seems like he's just full of shit.
So, and by the way, I purposely use more white folks than black folk in that video.
It's it's crazy to me too that, like, if if Biden is surviving on the Trump fumes,
I figured you would love that part, by the way.
Then what happened to those fumes for the last year or two?
Ding,
It was
ding,
the
ding,
worst
ding.
economy. So he took over, and then we always know that the first 3 months you're still kind of riding on whatever happened before. 3 months at least, sometimes 6 of the last president until you get some stuff passed. We all know that. Usually it's about a year. Okay, and then so the economy was already kind of tanking when Biden took over because of COVID and inflation. So then he had to get it, and he got it back. And during that time, where were those fumes at? The last 2 years, where were those fumes at?
Exactly. This is, but see now, and this is what I mean by knowing that their base is stupid. First of all, the dude comes out and I keep forgetting. It's so much shit this week. We didn't even cover the part where he admitted that he got $7 or $8 million from China. We'll talk about that in 2 seconds. But the fact that he is on camera admitting, first he says we have an incredible economy. Then he says it's so fragile. Which one is it? We have an incredible economy. I'm sorry. It's fragile economy. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, puppets. Did you guys, you missed that flow. Then he says, well, it's running off our fumes. So first of all, you have to admit now that the economy, this is second or third time, by the way, where he's had to admit that the economy is doing better. Even if it's slightly, he's admitting it. The other thing is, when he says it's running off our fumes, okay, so then you are admitting that what happens in the current administration is a reflection of what happened in the previous administration. So if you came in, and remember he was telling people off the jump, before he even put his hand on the Bible, he said the economy is already doing better now. He said that shit before he even put his hand on the book and swore in. So you just laid it out, bro. It takes some time for the new administration's policies to kick in. So we know this. Us and the people who watch our show, they know how shit really works. But even if you're a Trump supporter, you would have to look and say, well, wait a minute. He says it's running off the fumes of what he did. So then that would mean that the first few years of the economy that was running off the fumes of what Obama did, right? Yes? No? So them not understanding that is one thing. And I'm going to come back to this point. Why aren't the rest of the motherfuckers, the 2/3 of people that say they're not Trump supporters, the people that say that they're on the fence, the people that say, I just don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know how I feel about the economy, I don't know how I feel about it. Why aren't you motherfuckers understanding what that motherfucker just said?
Well,
and on top of that, the dude is telling you he's praying that the economy crashes. Now, let me ask you something. If the economy crashes, Ian Harris, who is so good with fucking numbers, if the economy crashes, now I'm going to ask your expert opinion on this. If the economy crashes, does it only affect Democrats, liberals, snowflakes, or woke people?
It depends on if you've gotten your full trans surgery yet. Which, if you're in high school or elementary school, is mandatory. No.
Okay.
So, and the other thing is that you have to know if you've been protected from critical race theory.
Yeah.
Like if you live in Florida, then you'll be okay. But
oh my
if you're exposed to critical race theory, then whew, I mean you're gonna have a rough time. So that might be it. You gotta, yeah, Joe J.E. says Joe is either senile or a mastermind. Pick one.
Yes.
But here, have you seen Tucker Carlson's new thing?
No.
Tucker Carlson's new thing. Again, hard to even say it with a straight face. Tucker Carlson's new thing is that the economy's doing great, but the Fed has rigged the economy for Joe Biden because they want Joe Biden to succeed. So the Fed, so here's my thing. First off, if the Fed can just make unemployment go down and GDP to go up, and if the Fed can just do that, easily with whatever interest rates or whatever they're doing. First of all, interest rates are how people throughout history have dealt with inflation. You raise them, you bring them back down, you do stuff with interest rates to get the economy going. So that's not the Fed doing that, by the way. That's somebody doing, well, the Fed's doing it, but it's at the through the policies of whoever's in charge to stimulate an economy and to make things happen. But first off, the same interest rates that they were complaining about, but whatever. So, but the Fed is rigging, they literally said the Fed is rigging the economy to be good for Joe Biden. So here's my question. Let's say you are betting on a team, okay?
Right.
And you go, man, I really love the Raiders, and they're playing the Patriots, and I want to bet on the Raiders. I'm going to put all my money on the Raiders because they're my favorite team and I like them. But I happen to know that the Patriots have rigged the game, or the referees and the scoreboard operator, all that, they're all on the side of the Patriots, and they've already agreed to rig this game for the Patriots. Wouldn't you just then put your money on the Patriots? Yeah. Wouldn't you go, well, you know what? I disagree with that. That sucks that they have a favorite. It sucks that the refs have picked the Patriots and over the Raiders. I like the Raiders.
That money.
But if I'm betting my money, wouldn't it be better to bet on the one that the refs want to win? Why do the refs want the Patriots to win? I don't know. But the refs are rigging the Patriots to win. So therefore, I'm gonna put my money on the Patriots. So I don't get, like, if that's true, if the Fed is rigging for one guy and destroying for the other guy,
why would you want the guy that they're destroying it for in there?
Why? I don't understand that. Like, I mean, sure, you can be mad about it. You can be like, this is really horrible that they're for this other guy. But we have to think of, well, why would the Fed, who has no horse in the race, why would they care if Biden had a good economy and Trump had a bad economy? But since they do, and it affects you, and you want the economy's the number one thing. Oh, I got to get the economy. The economy's number one. Eggs are $900 an egg right now, and whatever else they're saying. Yesterday I had to trade my.
They're cheap now.
Yeah, they're that cheap. Yesterday I had to trade my daughter for a gallon of milk, and all these things that you hear on Newsmax, right? If that's the truth, then wouldn't you want to put in the person that the Fed is going to magically rig the election for? I don't understand what the problem is.
Again, this comes down to the lack of, and this is why, and I think I don't know if I asked you this or I asked somebody else this, and I want to ask our viewers, by the way, thank you guys for rocking with us. You already know why we do it. You guys are a huge part of why we do it. So thank you for being here and thank you for the great comments. I want to ask you guys this. Because I have to believe at this point that the Tucker Carlsons, the Trumps, and even the Nancy Maces, they have to have little to zero respect for their base. Now I get it; they're necessary for them. I get it. They know that these idiots and these racists are necessary for them to keep their job, but the level of respect has to be beyond low. Like you have to dig a fucking to the center of the earth to find what kind of respect they have, because you can't think a Tucker. And this is what I think I did say this to you, Ian, is that I honestly feel like the Tucker Carlsons say they just sitting around one day, just smoking, just chilling. They're like, let's see what we can make up to see what these dumb fucks will believe today. And then they throw the shit out and they say, oh my God, these motherfuckers fucking bought it. Oh shit. They think the Fed fucking controls this. Oh my God. Oh, hey man, remember in Trading Places, they said, you won the bet. Here's $1. Here's $1. Because they can't, there is no way in the world, bro, that you can have respect for these people and you see that their mindset is what it is. There's no way, bro. They're like, They can do all of the pretty speeches that they want. They say, we're doing this for the American people, just like in the clips that we showed. And they said, well, we're doing this for the American people. Well, if you're doing it for the American people, then hold Jim Jordan in contempt. Hold Trump in contempt. Go after the people. You say for the rule of law. You should be able to see this.
Well, and also, who's more important? Let's just really stop there for a second. Who is more important to hold accountable? Lawmakers or a guy who used to be a drug addict who was never involved in politics?
This is, dude, you would think that Hunter Biden held some kind of political office, and he's never held any. That's the thing. They're going after this dude like he's Bill Clinton. And it's like, man, and what people aren't, we even said this for a while ago in a show a while ago. If you convict Hunter Biden, okay, if he did something wrong, he gets it. Okay, how the fuck does that affect me? How does that affect you? It doesn't affect us. He doesn't make any laws at all. So, but the fact that they can't even make a connection between Hunter and again, even Republicans have said this. They can't find a connection between these two. The average citizen who claims to be fucking smart should be able to look at this and say, well, wait a minute, they're spending a lot of goddamn time on this citizen. Why? Why is he so fucking important? And they say, well, it's about the money trail. Oh, okay, let's hold on to that. Let's take the money trail, put it right here, because you don't want somebody profiting in the United States off a foreign entity. That's big for you. Yes, it is. God damn it, it's right. I don't want anybody taking any foreign money at all. Fair, I got you. So what about Jared Kushner getting $2.8 billion from the Saudis? Well, hey man, come on, man. Jared Kushner, I mean, he's not even blood related. It's just through marriage, to be honest with you. Okay, no problem. Do you want to go ahead and forget that one? What about the dude who used to hold office getting $7.8 million?
From the Chinese?
Where is it from? Huh?
Where's that from? Just the Chinese, right?
Yes, just the Chinese. That's it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, come on, man. You say you don't like Chinese food now? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is how they do.
But meanwhile, they call him like what are they calling him? Like Beijing Joe or something? They had all these new because he's the Chinese operative.
This is what I mean by I'd rather these people just come out and say, I like horrible people. Trump represents the most horrible of people. I want somebody that makes me feel good about being a shitty person. That comment, as shitty as it is, would make the most sense, because that means now I don't expect you to follow common sense. I don't expect you to follow reason. I don't expect you to follow morals. I expect you to be exactly what you say you like, a shitty person. Do that, but don't sit here and give me the bullshit of like, nope, I'm just talking about the integrity of the American government. Okay, so then you really should be going after this guy whose son-in-law got $2.8 billion for turning their head away from them killing a journalist and them making millions of dollars off the government that you say you hate. You should be upset about that. Don't sit here and pretend to do something. This is what I mean by, like, when I watch TV now and this is what would put a smile on my face about how Democrats are going at these people now. And this is why I say, I don't know who's in Joe Biden's campaign, but they need to look at these two representatives. A special shout out to Jamal Bowman too, because he's another one that's call these motherfuckers out. AOC, she's been doing it for a while. Call these motherfuckers out and hold their feet to the fire. Do not let up, because you're not dealing with 1990 Republicans. You're dealing with straight up Nazi MAGAs, bro. That's who you're dealing with. And they have fully embraced this. And if they haven't embraced it, they're doing like bitch ass Mitch McConnell and just being quiet.
Well, and but one of the things that also bugs me though is, and I'm not some like one of these like leftist, the media, the mainstream media. But can we please stop in the news treating shit that Joe Biden does or that happens like it's the end of the world, when it's not even like, just the other day, I don't know if you guys saw, the Secretary of Defense had prostate cancer. He went in for surgery and had a complication and had to spend a night in the hospital, and he didn't tell anybody, which is a problem. Like you can't have the Secretary of Defense not tell anybody that he, is under anesthesia and could possibly die, or when he had a complication or whatever. But I swear I saw 5 straight hours of coverage on CNN and MSNBC and all these about how what should he have done? We were the public was you know what were they kept saying? It's a national security issue to have the Secretary of Defense. No one knows that he's, which is true. Okay, it is an issue. But you just spent 5 hours talking about how this guy forgot or didn't tell the White House that he was going under surgery, and that was a major breach of whatever in you know, with national security. Sorry, it's a national security issue to have the Secretary of Defense have surgery. 5 hours I had to hear about this on the news. All I heard about was like, Secretary of Defense, what would have happened if he had died? What would have, and he didn't tell anybody. And no, and the White House didn't know. And what should the White House do? And what could the White House, and I'm like, yeah, wow, prostate surgery for a couple of hours. That's for sure a million times worse than Trump stealing documents and keeping them on his toilet and showing them to the golf cart lady or whatever the fuck. Like it's just fucking crazy to me that we're gonna spend all that fucking time. We're gonna spend all that fucking time on you know what on this thing that's a national security issue. Why are we not spending 20 times that for each fucking classified document and nuclear fucking code that Trump shared to this with the Saudis and the Iranians and the fucking, you know, the girl that gave him a lap dance and the, you know, like it's like, really? But the guy had surgery and didn't tell anybody for a couple of hours. Like, really? I don't know. It just
well, and the thing is,
yeah, government security, government shutdown is a national security issue too. But
yeah, but I understand, and you're right. The media has to cover a certain amount. Okay, sure, talk about it really quick and let's move on because it's not the biggest issue. Because for some reason, the attempt. I mean, I understand why the people on the right are trying to equate certain things and they're trying to muddy waters, because you notice, by the way, it went from Trump did nothing wrong to what about this, to I have immunity. And now they don't even deny that he did something wrong. They just want to go with the immunity thing. That should scare a lot of people, because we should have found that clip, bro, of the lawyer asking, so if Trump ordered a hit on so if a president ordered a hit on his political opponent, would they give him immunity? And Trump's lawyer couldn't answer the question yes or no. He basically tried to qualify it. And this is what people are not understanding. This is where think about where we are now. Think about where we are right now. Right now, they are actually, and this wasn't like hyperbolic where I mean theoretical, where they're talking on a talking head show and they're like, hey man, could you think that the president could order a hit? They're in court, arguing in court whether a dude can order a hit on another person. Well, that's where we are now in 2024. That's where the greatest country on the planet. That's where we are right now, where we're sitting here trying to figure out whether because their argument, I couldn't even
then what's the problem if that's true, and if Joe Biden were in charge of the DOJ, then what's the problem with him ordering a political hit?
Right. Then let's go even further. Why not? Hey man, since Trump wants to say, since Trump and his team wants to say a president has total immunity, he has total power. That's what you're saying right now. You said, because their argument was he has total immunity from the shit he did when he was in office, and he has total immunity for the shit that he's done after. So that means all you got to do is become president, and you can go on a fucking crime spree. That's one. That's the shittiest, the goofiest shit I've ever heard. But if that's the case, what the fuck is to stop Joe Biden right now from saying, hey man, I want Trump off the ballot, stop fucking with my son, and I'm staying in until I die.
Or just what? Why can't he just order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate Trump?
Exactly, bro. This is the shit that I'm talking about, where we keep acting like we don't. This is not normal. This is why I love watching the clips that we showed earlier, because more people need to start. This is not normal, America. This is, hey man, this ain't no reality show. This ain't no fucking scripted drama. This is real people's lives are being fucked with here. Real judges are being threatened. Real prosecutors are being threatened. Real witnesses are having their lives fucked with because we keep acting like this is something like, oh yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. No, it's not. No, it's not. None of this shit is fucking normal. And y'all have let that motherfucker come in this country like a fucking disease and spread across the fucking country where you're like, well, I don't know. How do we enforce the laws? I don't know. You telling me we got to sit here and try and figure out whether we enforce the fucking Constitution? The Constitution, Ian. We're sitting here, we're debating whether we should enforce the fucking Constitution. And not for a legal reason, by the way. They're saying it because it's like, well, because if we enforce the Constitution, then, you know, it'll divide the country. More than now? More than now. You think the country can get more divided than it is right now? There are people breaking into courthouses right now, shooting up courthouses right now. Bomb threats are being sent to judges right now. Witnesses are being intimidated right now. You got right-wing militia groups preparing with weapons right now. So you're telling me you don't know how to enforce this. You know who could have benefited from that shit? Maybe Fred Hampton could have benefited. Maybe Bobby Seale. Maybe Huey Newton could have benefited. Maybe Martin Luther King. Maybe Malcolm X. Any of these people could have benefited, since you don't know. If all we knew is, oh, wait, hey, man, just keep fucking with them. They don't know how to enforce the Constitution. They don't know how to do it. No one's ever had to do it. This sounds goofy. This is when you look at a country and you say, well, shit, man. Wait, so you guys wrote all that shit down for nothing? What's your fucking point? This is, hey, man, Ian, this is like you at your house having a rule of how you keep your house. And you say, okay, this is how I keep the house clean. This is how we do this here. And this is how we do this here. And then I come over to the house. I got fucking mud on my shoes, fucking throwing shit everywhere. And then Janine and Bella are like, hey, Ian, the fuck is up with Ty? He's fucking tracking mud everywhere and throwing shit everywhere. And you're like, oh, well, fuck, man. If I say something to him, then I don't know, he's just gonna throw more shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? You kick me out. That's how it works. It's the law. It's the fucking God. What the fuck, man? This is fucking bananas.
Well, here a couple of things I wanted to play real quick. Speaking of how delusional.
Exactly, Corey. Fuck your couch, Ian. Fuck your couch.
Listen to this one.
Evangelical voters in the palm of his hand.
Many of us are very happy with things that he accomplished when he was in the White House, but who he is, his character also is problematic.
Pastor Mike Damastis said that balance between Trump's record and rhetoric, his policy and personality, rests at the heart of what many Iowa evangelicals have been weighing.
We will pray for God and we will be with God.
The strength of Trump's support among Christian conservatives could solidify or slow his march to the Republican nomination. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has been furiously trying to peel away that support, questioning Trump's commitment to the anti-abortion movement.
For pro-life voters in Iowa, Donald Trump is taking positions that are way different than what he professed to believe when he first ran for president in 2016.
He's talking about Trump's attack on Florida's 6-week abortion ban.
I think what he did is a terrible thing and a terrible mistake.
On this, Pastor Charles Hundley agrees with DeSantis. He, too, bristled when Trump made those comments, but he's still planning to vote for the former president.
If President Trump was right here, I would let him know that sometimes your comments, they irritate all of us at one time or another. But in the end, it's not the way he does that. It's really what he says and or in how he carries that out. He is a person of policy.
In 2016, Iowa's evangelicals made up nearly...
He's a person of policy. What policy?
What policy?
Now look at this fucking crazy lady.
Over President Trump to be the trumpet and also be the wrecking ball to dismantle the corrupt government.
It's fostered a deep Trump loyalty that remains strong.
I want President Trump back in the worst way because life was better then.
Debbie Helt, who sent letters of admiration for Trump with her Christmas cards, told us she's never considered any other candidate.
God puts people over us in office, and I believe God put Donald Trump there, and I want him back in again.
When we first met Damastis last fall at the Fort Des Moines Church of Christ, Trump was one of his options.
There's a loyalty with Trump and people that follow him.
Now he's narrowed his choice to DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy. He said he and other evangelicals were offended by a recent video Trump shared on social media, suggesting he was the Messiah.
So God made Trump.
It was offensive to us because we don't see Trump as a messianic figure.
Damastis has met most all of the Republican candidates. He doesn't tell members of his congregation for whom to vote, but implores them to make faith a part of their vote.
But as a pastor, it is my role.
Sorry, we don't see him as a messianic figure. Oh, really? Oh, really?
Oh my God! And that lady looked like her pussy smells like spoiled mayonnaise.
It's first off, all white people.
Oh,
like, all old white people,
and they all look like the same. If you had to pick a racist, willfully ignorant, I don't want to just say the N-word avatar, it would be them.
I mean, it's crazy that like the first off, and where did they depart from Trump on the fact that he said something about a 6-week fucking outright abortion ban, the same abortion ban that was forcing a 10-year-old to have a rape baby. They draw the line there, and they draw the line on him saying that he's saying what 90% of his followers are saying, which he's the Messiah. Really? Not welfare, not homeless veterans, not children, not grab people by the pussy, not all this evil, creepy, mean shit, all the fucking take funding away from people who need it. That doesn't get the evangelicals. It's Trump calling himself Jesus, which you motherfuckers called him.
Exactly. You're the ones sharing memes of Jesus with his hands on him, or whoever that white guy is with his hands on him. And listening to them speak, bro. And this is what trips me out about this, man, is people's inability to just own what they feel. That's what's crazy to me. Like if you truly believe this, if you truly feel this in your heart, what's wrong with you saying that that's what you feel? Like you can't sit here and tell me that this dude, because I guarantee you, any of those people you ask, what policies? Tell me the economic policies that he did to help you. I'm talking about the border. The border is a cruel policy. So you like cruelty? That you can't tell me that it's his policy on tax. Yeah, exactly. You can't tell me it's his policies on tax breaks, because he made the tax breaks for the rich people permanent. He made the tax breaks for the poor and middle class temporary, and we're seeing the ramifications for us now. So you like that? You like the suffering of the poor, which I'm pretty sure, I don't know my Bible like that, but I'm pretty sure.
There's a guy in the Bible that was against that.
Exactly, right? So it's not that policy. Let's see. Could it be his devotion to the Lord? Well, remember the video when they asked him to say, what's your favorite passage in the Bible? And he's like, I don't know, all of them.
There's so many. There's so many I can't even decide. The one I like is on that one page, the page with the writing on it.
Well, how do you feel about how do you feel about how he treats women? Well, where he said that he wouldn't rape E. Jean Carroll because she's not because rape is bad, but because she's not his type. So again,
I would if she was my type, sure, I'd rape her.
Exactly. And they're like, see, he at least said he wouldn't do it because she's not his type. So my whole point, bro, is why wouldn't these people just say, because this is what I firmly believe it is. Trump represents who they really wish they could be in public. And now, again, in 2016, it probably wasn't the thing to say, you lose. But we're in 2024, man. You see clearly that there's a pocket of people that will be okay with you saying you hate black people or brown people or poor people or gay people or trans people
Yeah,
woke
that
people.
pocket is about fucking 60 million.
You see what I'm saying? So why not just say that? Because when you put videos together like that and you say, well, God gives us people. Hey man, I saw one of the funniest things, bro. It said if Trump was chosen, it's a picture of a dude pretending to be Jesus or whatever. He says, if Trump was chosen by me, don't you think I would have had him win the election? So
well, yeah, but that's actually I think Lamont said something that was thing. Well, that's what I don't get. But again, I do get it. It's religious people. It's like if you pray for your kid not to die and your kid dies, that was God's choice. But everybody wants you just send prayers. My kid is sick. Send prayers. My kid is sick. But why? God doesn't listen to your prayers or is incapable of dealing with them, because everybody who dies tragically or gets killed or plane crashes or school gets shot up, the majority of them prayed or had somebody pray on them or whatever. We've seen that prayer doesn't work. They've done multiple studies to show people getting prayed on in the hospitals that it actually is the other way around. They actually die more when they get prayed on.
The Pope has ended up in the hospital. The Pope has died.
So I get I get that they're inconsistent and their God is impotent and their God is fucking ridiculous, and they don't care. So it doesn't surprise me that they make excuses. But it's funny that if God chose Trump to be president in 2016, apparently God saw his mistake, and God chose Joe Biden.
Wait a minute. So you're saying, hold on. So you're saying God is all knowing now?
Yeah. Or the DNC is more powerful than God. In which case, then you should go for them, because if they're more powerful than the all-powerful God, then that's somebody you want to be on the side of. The all-powerful, more than all-powerful DNC.
I wanted to find this. I'm gonna see if I could find this. I got to show you this before we get up out of here. I know we got to get ready to bounce here in a second. Hold on. Mom, January 6th mom. Did you see the video of the January 6th mom going to prison?
No, but I'd love to.
You got to see this interview with her, and bro, it is. Hold on a second. Here we go. Oh no, I gotta keep talking. I gotta mute this.
Edmund Sean says God is a Bernie bro and protest voted. Oh, by the way, Joey says Carlin has a great bit about why pray in the first place. I actually have on my list of stuff I wanted to talk about. Where is it? I don't know if you guys saw that somebody made a fucking AI George Carlin special. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. That's fucking.
Got it. I want you guys to see this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I want you guys to understand. This is what we're dealing with.
Whether she still believes in the lies
that
turned her into a Capitol rioter.
Hold on 1 second. Let me go to share screen.
How do you feel when you watch
can hear it? Hold on.
I think
Hold on 1 second.
I'm more numb when I look at this stuff.
All right.
It's like surreal to me. I mean,
Hold
look
on.
how angry.
And she's, by the way,
into a Capitol rioter.
This person is being sentenced to 5 years, and I know we gotta get ready to go here. I won't play the whole thing, but
yeah, I got a few things I wanted to bring up, but we didn't get time. But that's cool.
No. So I won't play the whole thing. I just want to.
No, play it. No, we don't. I don't have time anyway. So go. We'll just mention it to take a look. Go. So she's sentenced.
She's sentenced.
How do you feel when you watch
She's
this?
getting ready to serve her 5-year term.
I think I'm more numb when I look at
that
this
her?
stuff.
Yeah, that's her.
It's like surreal to me. I mean, look how angry I look.
You'd admit this is a bad look.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know how dumb I feel when I look at this picture? Like, oh my goodness.
Wait, hold up a second.
Rachel
Pause it
Powell,
for a second.
also known as the
Wait,
Pink
so,
Hat
but there was no violence. It was just tourism. Or is she Antifa?
Oh.
Was she Antifa?
Exactly.
Was she BLM
Exactly.
or is she FBI? Or is this a tourist thing? This is what tourists do.
When you hear, like again, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna try and speak to certain parts. But when you hear how this bitch talks, and yes, I meant that word because I'm done being nice with these motherfuckers. She's goofy. She has 6 kids, bro, that she's gonna be away from for 5 years.
Lady
she should
is
keep
about
her
to
legs
begin a
closed.
5-year prison sentence for her role in the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. She's a mom of 8 and grandmother of 6, and she spent most of the last 3 years under home detention in rural Pennsylvania.
Is this what you expected from an insurrectionist, a terrorist? How'd I have time to plan an insurrection when my life is busy like this? Making pies,
plan it, you
raising
just-
babies.
First off,
Why did you
making
decide to go
baby.
to D.C. on January 6th?
Well, how often does a president ask you to come to a rally? Doesn't happen.
At some point, this goes from peaceful protest to you having an ice axe in your hand, breaking a window, trying to get into the Capitol. How did that happen?
It got violent, and it was violent for a while, and I'm completely in pain. And
Because you had been hit?
oh man, I'd been hit with a baton, I'd been grabbed and thrown, I'd been sprayed. I mean, my whole body was on fire. I don't think there was rational thinking in my head at that point. I didn't have an
There's
ice
never
axe
been
that
rational
passed through
thinking
the
in your
crowd.
head.
Somebody put it in my hands, and it was only in my hands long enough to take out that window pane
Now
at
listen,
that point.
listen to this
And I
part here.
didn't have an ice axe that passed through.
So
I'd
I
been
just wanna
grabbed and thrown.
watch this.
I'd been sprayed. I mean, my whole body was on fire. I don't think there was rational thinking in my head at that point. I didn't have an ice axe that passed through the crowd. Somebody put it in my hands, and it was only in my hands long enough to take out that window pane. And yet I've been charged with a deadly weapon.
Somebody
Just want to say this really quick. Point of order, you guys. Just for the people that don't understand the law and how law works, if someone hands you a gun and you fire the gun, and it only takes you half a second to fire the gun, guess what you're guilty of? You dumb bitch. Continue.
give you the ice axe?
Yeah,
Who?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't know who they were. I don't know where it came from. I don't know
So then
where it went.
Why
I
did you
grew
use
up,
it?
and I guess you probably did too, of being told, you know, if a police officer tells you to do something, you should probably do it. That didn't happen that day, of course. The police were telling you guys to go away.
They never actually told us to go away. I never had an officer look at me and say,
No.
you need to leave or I'm going to arrest you.
I almost threw my fucking computer when I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, they
The
have
same
shields.
people-
They have
The same
riot
people
shields.
that tell black and brown people they need to just comply says even
Well,
though
also-
rioting is going on all around them, well, no cop actually told us to leave.
Right, yeah, like the
Footage like
BLM
this
riot. No one
of
told me to
Rachel
go
seen
anywhere.
here
No one
in
told
the
me not to.
fur-hooded coat pushing against a
See, this is
police
her again
line.
right here,
The
by the way.
messages she posted on social media condoning violence ahead of January 6th were used by prosecutors to argue that Rachel wasn't just a peaceful protester who got caught up in the chaos of the day.
She's like, I got
Do
hit
you
by a
regret
baton.
that day?
Yeah, because you're trying to push through a barrier, dumb bitch.
I regret, I have a lot of remorse for ruining my family's life. I mean, in one day, I destroyed everything for nothing. I don't have remorse for attending protests. I don't have remorse for speaking out and saying that I believe that the election is stolen. I do have remorse for breaking a window and destroying my whole family's life and for thinking irrationally and not realizing, like,
Well, hold up.
why
Hold
don't
on
you
a
just
minute.
sit down at this protest?
You're saying that you have remorse for thinking irrationally, but you're still saying the election is stolen, which you know
Oh,
is
it gets better. I'm gonna just go to the end where I was like, I'm sorry, what? Here, hold on.
Duped?
Yeah.
Why do you feel duped?
With January 6th, I cannot prove it was a setup, but I feel like, what if it was?
Just give me 2 seconds. I need to.
Wait.
I need to remember how much
the
my
setup.
computer- I just
Somebody
need to-
brought her there?
She said, I can't prove it's a setup. But what if it was?
She was set up by Donald Trump.
Oh, it gets better.
Wait, who set her up? Donald Trump set her up to get there? She just said she was asked by the president to get there.
Yes. I want to say one more time what she said. I can't prove it's a setup. But what if it was? Hey, Ian, just so you know, my bank is now holding $80 million in my money. right now. They have $80 million of my fucking money right now. I'm incensed. Now, I can't prove that they have $80 million of my money.
What if it
But
is?
what did they do? But what if they do?
Rachel isn't alone. A quarter of Americans believe the conspiracy theory the January 6th attack was instigated by the FBI. People watching this might say, well, you were duped by Trump and everybody around him, and the election wasn't really stolen, and you buying into this has kind of ruined your life. Do you ever feel a bit pissed off with Trump?
We're just placing we're done.
Absolutely not. I don't. I've had problems with this election process for years and years. 15 years ago, if there would have been protests about election fraud, I would have gone to those, because our whole country and everything about our lives is determined by voting.
Surely, in the last 3 years, being locked in here, have you ever had a moment where you're like, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Biden actually won the election.
I can never be wrong.
Maybe I'm the conspiracy theorist.
No, not at all.
She's due to spend the next few years behind bars, but she believes one man could change that.
So this hat says, Rachel, we love you. Trump. Three of my sons, they met Trump, and you can actually see them one of the times here. Trump was very encouraging to them. He's made it clear he's going to pardon us.
There's a lot riding on this election.
Totally.
For the country, but also personally for you.
Oh man, for me it's huge. For me it's like life or death. It's huge.
If Trump wins, you could get out of prison.
Correct, I will get out of prison.
It's
okay. Okay. All right, you guys. So I showed you guys all that to say, anybody else that doesn't fall under that Trump supporter category that tells me you don't understand what the fuck is at stake coming up in 2024 November, if you keep saying you don't understand it, I honestly hope that you get punched in the face repeatedly every single fucking day. I can't do it anymore with these people, bro. I can't do it. That chick right there is about to leave her 8 children.
8? By the way,
I know.
You have 8 children. You're an idiot. No offense. I mean, look, yes, offense to people with 8 children. 8. You don't need 8. You don't need 8 fucking children. First off, you have 8 brainwashed, shitty fucking children. Yeah. Second of all, you just showed us a picture of your kid who looks like he's about 6 meeting Donald Trump, and you're a grandmother of 6. What did you start? Did your brother start fucking you at 12? Like what? Probably, but
it is a man. It is in
this.
This is what I mean by the standard that Trump supporters don't hold him to, but we on the other side keep saying, "Well, I just don't feel like the economy is working." Well, you can actually go look. You can go look and see what the economy's doing. You can go look at the GDP. You can look at the unemployment rate. You can go look and see what he did with insulin. You can go look at infrastructure. You can go look at all of this stuff. Ah, man, you don't have a catchy slogan? Fuck you. Fuck you.
You know, it's funny. Joe Connolly, who says Idiocracy. They're out. It's the movie Idiocracy, right? They're outbreeding us all.
Yeah.
Which is funny, which is why they're afraid of this. Is why they don't like that. That's what their replacement theory. We need to start an idiocracy replacement theory. It's like, well,
by the way, I'm not gonna front, and I hate to sound vulgar. I really hate to sound vulgar, but I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I thought was they always say this. And Corey may understand this. They always say sometimes the best pussy is the crazy pussy, and she looks crazy as fuck. So it would explain 8 kids.
Yeah, and somehow, I believe, I don't know how. I'm sure I know it's mathematically impossible, but I leave it up to crazy white Trump supporters to make it happen. I think she has 8 kids with 9 different fathers.
I know. I ain't gonna lie, dude. The first thing I thought when they said she got 8 kids, I said she's not bad looking. She's not a bad looking lady, but I'm like, yeah, she probably got some good pussy though. It's just crazy pussy though. It's just crazy off the charts. Like, I'll shoot you in your sleep type of, just do what you got to do and leave. Don't spend the night. You got to go. So yeah, man, it's just, I'll put it to you this way, man. You froze. Your screen froze. Yeah. We got to get ready to get up out of here, you guys. Listen. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it until November. This is what we're dealing with, man. This is who we're now. By the way, just to put this in a proper frame, you have that lady going to prison, leaving her 8 children behind. So they will not. I mean, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that they won't have her guidance, because it doesn't seem like she's been a good role model. But you will have that lady willingly going to prison, and instead of saying, God damn it, I fucked up and I fucked up my family's life by believing that lie, she's like, I hope that guy gets in so he will pardon me. She doesn't feel regret for believing a con man. That's on one end. And then the other end, you see people in Congress like Nancy Mace, like Jim Jordan, like Comer, that are lawmakers fighting to get that motherfucker back in. I can't stress this enough. If you motherfuckers don't take this shit seriously, if you don't take your democracy seriously, if you don't take your rights and your freedoms and your future and your kids' future and your friends and family's future seriously, those types of people will be running shit. And one day you will go to the grocery store, you will go to the bank, and you will wonder why the fuck shit seems all turned around. And it will because you became apathetic and you didn't pay enough attention. You better wake the fuck up, man. You better wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Hands are an axe.
Exactly.
it's yeah. And she'd be like, I don't know how I ended up here. I think it was a setup.
Dude, you see, dude.
Well, no, I called you and we went out to dinner and but how do I know it wasn't a setup?
Right? Dude, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I can't prove it was a setup.
Yeah,
but what if
I
it
went
was?
on my own accord because the president I love and worship like a god told me to, and I think I was set up.
Yeah, but you weren't set up by the guy that told you to go there. But, oh, by the way, really quick side note, the people, Ashley Babbitt's husband and her family are trying to sue the government because she got Ashley Babbitt. I just want to be clear. They want to sue the government for stopping the domestic terrorists, but they don't want to sue the person. They don't want to sue the person who sent the domestic terrorist there. Those are the people we're dealing with. So when you talk to me about Joe Biden,
we have video from like 9 angles of her getting shot.
Exactly. It'll go nowhere. But the fact that they believe that this is a thing that they can do is the bigger problem. And this is why I keep saying to people. And again, this is not directed towards the Trump supporters. And I know we got to go, Paul. I'm sorry. I'll be really quick. This is not directed towards them. This is directed towards the people who are still on the fence.
Well, also, is she? Sorry, go finish.
No, I'm saying this is directed to them. Everyone, the 2/3 of people that's still saying, well, I just don't know if I can vote for a guy that's 81 years old. Stop it. You're literally dealing with crazy motherfuckers on the other side. And those crazy motherfuckers are your neighbors. They're the people that go to the grocery stores with you. They're the people that go to the churches with you. Those are the people that go to the sporting events and music cons. Those people are firmly going to go and cast a vote for a dude who literally has ruined their lives. I can't say it enough. They're going to go cast a vote again for a dude who has ruined their lives and has that bitch going to prison. Don't talk to me about Joe Biden being old. I don't give any fucks. If that's the option to as opposed to that guy and he's doing a good job, it's your fault if Trump gets back in. And all of you motherfuckers will have blood on your hands.
By the way, she's going to go to prison for 5 years. Is she Antifa, BLM, or is she FedEx?
Exactly.
Is she the FBI?
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying when they suspend common sense?
Because they always go, oh, well, there are 300 people. They were. Well, it was. Well, then why would Trump pardon the FBI? Like, she's going to jail. Like, she's the one. Like, I was set up. It's just so absurd. Maybe the FBI handed me an ice axe.
I want any.
Why did you use it?
I want any of you to go. Don't even go to a bank. Go to a grocery store and say, hey, I own this grocery store. I own it. So I can take money out of the cash register and say, what do you mean you own this grocery store? Hey, man, I can't prove that I own this grocery store, but what if I do?
Well, we definitely got to go real quick. Check out. I wanted a couple things I wanted to bring up. If you haven't seen, they denied Trump. You got to watch the videos. Several videos of him, Trump being denied, trying to do his closing statements in the court, which was hilarious. And then also, I want to talk. We'll talk about this maybe next week. It won't go away, but they made someone made an AI George Carlin comedy special. I don't know who wrote the material, but they made a comedy special with an AI George Carlin, and Kelly's pissed about it, as she should be. I don't know in what world that's okay, but that's got to be a conversation that we bring up.
All right, we'll talk about it next week.
All right.
I want to thank everybody that's been rocking with us today. You already know why we do it, and you guys are a part of the family. Thank you, Edmund, Curtis, J.E. as usual. Corey, thank you so much again, bro, for being here. Lamont, what up, bro? Joe, we gotta get Lamont on the show again. Jackson, Dylan, what up, bro? How you feeling? Curtis, Chuck, Chuck was here. Robert, Tammy, Tam, Joe, man, we had so many today. It was so many today. Thank you all so much, Curtis. If I didn't say that name already, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for rocking with us. And we're gonna keep asking you guys this. Talk to a person. It starts with one. We got till November. I can't stress this enough. We will make this show about keeping that motherfucker out of office. I can't promise you what I'm gonna do if he gets back in. I can't promise you that I'm gonna continue to do the show. I can't promise you that. But until then, we're gonna go hard in the paint, as they say in basketball terms. We're gonna go hard in the paint to make sure that this motherfucker doesn't get back in. Go talk to a person, even if it's uncomfortable. Go talk to a person and explain to them what's at stake. Explain if you got to talk to them and say, hey, this is what the economy is doing. This is what GDP means. This is what the jobs numbers are. This is why your grandma can afford insulin. This is why you have this. And this is what, explain it to these people like they're children, because some of them are starting to sound like now I don't even want to disrespect children that way, because sometimes children can understand shit more than adults. But some of them are sounding like they don't understand common sense anymore. So please talk to a person, explain this to them.
We gotta go. I gotta get out of here too. See you guys next week. Hopefully, I think we're gonna have Sam
Slade.
All right, y'all. I'll see you guys next week.
Critical Thinking Podcast, Ty Barnett,
Ian Harris. See you.